Ja, servus YouTube, hier ist wieder Fresh von TopActionEntertainment. Letztes Mal haben wir Episode 5 gemacht. Jetzt wird schätzungsweise Episode 6 drankommen. Ich freue mich schon. Letztes Mal war ja der Indianer dran, den wir dann am Schluss nicht gekriegt haben. Vielleicht kriegen wir ihn ja in dieser Mission. Ich weiß es nicht, aber...
Thank you, darling.
Jetzt kommt erstmal...
It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
Episode 6, The Dalton Brothers.
Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of right?
I did my best, sir. We all did.
So, die Daltons. Waren die nicht auch bei Lucky Luke dabei? Ich weiß gar nicht. Ich kenne Lucky Luke nicht so. Bin ich kein so großer Fan gewesen. Von Comics habe ich nicht gelesen. Die Serie fand ich auch nicht so gut. Aber das ist meine persönliche Einschätzung. Ich will jetzt damit nichts vom Zaun treten. Call me Bounty Hunter. Loading. Also die Lasersequenzen sind ganz schön lang, aber nichts mit den Lasersequenzen von Last of Us. Also wenn du da Spiele anfangen willst, dann wartest du erstmal eine halbe Stunde. Dann ist das Spiel zwar extrem geil, aber du wartest erstmal eine halbe Stunde.
Mach los, komm schon, mach los. Ah, ich will spielen. Ah.
Reib deine Hände aneinander! Ja! Aua! So, es geht los.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob two banks at the same time. Two banks on the same damn street.
Shoot him, Emmett!
Story was Bob Dalton's girl was always writing him about how he had no ambition. Well, you're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeeville just to shut her up.
Right. It's always the woman's fault.
Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property. Their first mistake was pulling a job in their own damn hometown.
Ah! Bullet Time, ich hab's doch drauf. Ich bin toll. Verdammt, ich bin schön. Speck. Speck ist geil. Kein Sinn, was ich hier schon wieder rede. Geht's lang. Hallo. Hinter oder was? Ist hier hinten noch was? Was haben wir denn jetzt hier noch alles Schönes? Was haben wir denn hier? Six-Shooter. Eine Shotgun. Ich hab Bock auf die Shotgun. Jetzt mal ganz ehrlich, habe ich Bock drauf. Nehme ich jetzt auch einfach so eiskalt mit, da bin ich ganz schön frei. Ich weiß, es ist vielleicht etwas unhöflich, die einfach so zu nehmen, aber da bin ich jetzt einfach mal. Was stand da jetzt gerade? Hä?
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently. First of all, it was high noon. A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Ja gut, dass ich gerade meine Shotgun mitgenommen.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months. Now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait the son of a bitches out.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns. He went in there alone to confront those criminals. One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank. Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting. From above. Fortunately, a water tower was right there. A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did.
Jetzt.
It's brave men like him who risk their lives to tame this wild country.
We've got company.
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
Konnte man die nicht beide nehmen? Kann man die nicht doppelt nehmen? Kann man die nicht doppelt nehmen? Das ist Scheiße! Kacke. Nicht ernsthaft.
Is that Silas Greaves?
Shot!
Forever.
Now you're really pissing me
Mach
off.
doch nix drauf. Das ist doch scheiße. Sekret. Ein Sekret. Sekrete.
Over there.
Shit. Ah! Jetzt ist mir auch noch mein Controller runtergefallen. An manchen Tagen läuft's einfach schief.
Over there. That's Silas Greaves. What the hell? You'll die for this. You hear me?
Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
Klar. Jo. Clear. Alles clear. Wo geht's hier raus? Wo geht's hier raus oder weiter? Ah, da hinten, oder? Nee, von da komm. Hier.
His name
Badam.
was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
Spielen wir das Ganze nochmal? Ja.
It was early evening, not high noon. Daltons blew up a safe, and were all set to hightail it out of there. I was late to the party, and Coffeyville was already up in arms. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
Oh, das sieht cool aus.
I had been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless. And finally they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeeville.
Schon komisch, dass so eine Klote so massiv gebaut ist. Shut!
You can't get me.
Ich denke mal, oder?
Face me, you coward. What are you gonna do?
Nö.
Waste your bullets. Go ahead.
Ja, bitte mal.
We gotta see evil. What's the rules in 'em?
Those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions. I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I
Get
did.
those boys.
And to top it off,
'em down!
I found myself in the middle of another shootout
We
entirely.
gotta get out of here.
Did the Daltons
They
roll
know
up
who
in
we
somebody's
are.
house?
They're
No,
stepping out
it
here
was the Smiths, I believe.
Was?
They were
Was?
cousins of the Daltons. And they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons. Which wasn't any surprise, because those 2 families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeeville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
Verdammt. 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 Clear. Tote Hose. Ganz tote Hose. Was ist das Wort? Was haben wir hier? Ein Sekret schon wieder. Ja, schon.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least 2 of them to escape. The 3rd brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
Kriegst du nicht hoch? Ja. Okay. Wo geht's denn jetzt weiter? Okay, hier anscheinend nicht. Hallo? Da hat er sich den Fuß umgeknackst. Sofortiger Tod. Wo muss ich denn hin? Ja, schön. Ja, toll. Wo muss ich denn hin? Darauf komme ich nicht. Ach so. Ja, komm, ihr seid
It was him,
Alter.
the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Greaves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers. And I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
Send you to the bone orchard.
Wieder mal. Oh,
You messed with the wrong damn Dalton. I'm gonna tear you apart!
Der hat
But
ganz schön
Emmett
viel
Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him?
Ja, ja. Wo steckt das nun?
But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
Wow, damit ist die Mission auch abgeschossen, ja. 40 Enemies an der Zahl gekillt. Genau. 49% Genauigkeit, das ist ja wunderbar. Das ist ja wunderbar. Ja, würde ich sagen, nächster Part anklicken, dann seht ihr, wie es weitergeht. Bis dann, servus. Oh, Moment, ich glaube, ich mache mir jetzt Chicken McNuggets mit Käse. Ah. Ja, okay, dann bis zum nächsten Mal. Ich mache mir jetzt Chicken McNuggets mit Käse von Iglo aus der Tiefkühltruhe. Dürfte zwar keinen interessieren, aber machen wir jetzt mal scheißegal. Also bis dann, ciao!
Come on.